What's up, my friends? Super Bowl 56 rematch tonight, Philly and Kansas City. I'm going to be starting us off with some picks, going to talk some analysis, going to show the odds finder, the new optimizer, baby, totally free right here, right now. Let's go. Jalen Hurts, man. Ooh, yeah, love this pick. Now, hear me out. I've got a bunch of notes for this one. Jalen Hurts as a starter is 24-3 over the last 2 years of football for the Philadelphia Eagles. This man is an absolute stud, and this team wins a lot of games when he's in. Here is the issue. This team lost against these Chiefs in the Super Bowl after having a 10-point lead at halftime. Oh, my goodness. While you're laying there at nighttime watching your DFS and Donuts videos and watching my picks and looking at my dub club, Jalen Hurts is laying there in bed thinking about blowing a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl. That man is going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder in Arrowhead tonight, and I expect the Eagles to put the offense on his shoulders and say, go. But in this case, we need him to use his legs. Now, here's a few trends that look great for this pick. I went all the way back to the last 2 years, and that's 27 game sample size for Jalen Hurts. And I loved what I saw. I actually took the over 8.5 rushing attempts for plus 105 on DraftKings Sportsbook, posted that 3 days ago inside the Dub Club on my current 25-9 picks heater. That's right, 25-9 my last 34 picks combined for NFL and NBA. And one of the biggest reasons why is when games are settled by one touchdown, just a single tutty, and that includes the 2-point conversion. So 8 or fewer points. Jalen Hurts has hit the over in 12 of those 14 games. And in those 12 overs, he continuously would have 10, 12, 14, 16, 15 rushing attempts. The closer the game, the more he uses his legs. And it makes sense. When he's winning big time, which they do a lot, he gets to sit back there in the pocket. He doesn't have to use his legs. So they turn around and hand it off to Swift, whomever else is back there at that time. And he just doesn't run the football. In these close games, when the game is on the line or there's a fourth quarter lead to protect or they're coming from behind, he tucks it and runs a lot more. So we're getting a higher rush rate, and we're getting an opportunity potentially tonight to have a very competitive game. We don't know if it's going to be high scoring or not, but the competitive aspect is what matters most. When I looked at these 27 games and these 14 games, 8 points or fewer in the final result, both win and lose, Jalen Hurts, it was totally irrelevant if the game was 46 plus points, which is tonight's 45.5 point total, or 45 or fewer points. It was irrelevant. Jalen Hurts runs a ton in close games. Give me the dang over. I love this one. Now, I brought up the optimizer. Check it out. Optimizer, yes. Implied probability, highest to lowest. Select market. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to click Pick'em site, select PrizePicks, Underdog, Parlay Play, or Sleeper. I've selected PrizePicks, and now you can see all the best lines on PrizePicks, all the best lines on Underdog, all the best lines on Sleeper, and they're ranked in order of implied probability. And these are going to be entirely based on the odds for each betting market. So you could go down here, you could add Parlay Play if that's your site, and you could look for all the plays over 56% implied probability, or you could go straight to NBA and do the same thing. As I have just selected NBA PrizePicks, and the first line that pops off is Damian Lillard over 6.5 assists. You can see it is juiced on 4 sportsbooks: BetMGM, FanDuel, DraftKings, Fliff. Implied probability of 58.31% of hitting the over. You could keep going right down the list. You can go with Jeremy Sochan. You can go with Brooke Lopez. All their player props, totally based on what type of value it is on each platform. That's PrizePicks right there. Go through this, use it how you want. Again, that's down below, mysparry.com. Again, that's totally free. So if you like this video, you like the initial premium pick, and then you like a free optimizer. That's a buzzword these days. You want the free optimizer, mysparry.com. Hit the like button on the video, subscribe to this channel for daily picks and daily optimizer use. Now, the second pick I really like, Jerick McKinnon over 15.5 receiving yards. Not odds-based, entirely based on data-driven analysis. Now, he's only played between 15 and 23 snaps per game this season, but they're very specific to different types of third downs and passing down situations. He's literally only in there for those. He barely gets handed off the ball maybe once a game, sometimes none. When he is playing that many snaps and he gets 2+ targets in those games 75% of the time, he also hits the over on the receiving yards here 75% of the time. And we're going through a 2-game sample size. Excuse me. And we're going through a 2-year sample size, which is pretty significant for the last 2 seasons to have that many games and hit the over that many times when receiving that much playing time and that many targets. Because tonight's close game against the Eagles, I suspect we're going to see a little bit more of the veteran Jerick McKinnon, because I'm looking around and I'm looking at all the props and I'm seeing exactly what other teams do against the Eagles. And hear me out. Against the Eagles this year, teams run the ball the fewest amount of times in the NFL, 17.78 rushing attempts per game total by the teams, which is why you see Isaiah Pacheco under 13.5 rushing yards having the lean right now. Only 13.5 rushing attempts is a very low prop for a starting running back. And on the flip side, you're seeing the pass attempt all the way up at 38.5 for Patrick Mahomes. And why is that? Well, teams against the Eagles this season are averaging 40.22 passing attempts per game, second most in the NFL. So you've got a team in the Eagles that allow a ton of passes, probably because their rush defense is really good and their offense is really good. Teams are usually playing from behind. So maybe we don't get up to 41, 42 pass attempts, but we're still going to be upper 30s most likely from Patrick Mahomes. And if that happens, less playing time for Pacheco, more playing time for McKinnon. I can't imagine a reason why, if McKinnon is playing more minutes and more snaps tonight, talking like it's NBA, playing more snaps tonight in a game when the Chiefs are throwing the ball higher amount of volume than they usually do, how McKinnon doesn't hit the over. It would be interesting. It would be a pretty bad beat. Give me the over. I like these 2 picks, one for each team. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, use the optimizer totally free, mysparby.com. And if you want all my Dub Club picks and all my 10 other cappers, where I'm 25-9 right now on the run, you could get that for $15. Link down below. I'll see you on the inside, my friends. What up, my friends? Do you want access to a dozen plus cappers, an odds finder tool, and a parlay builder tool for less than $20? Well, you can have it using promo code STREAM, STREAM. I'll see you on the inside, my friends. Let's get paid.